All the fast-paced, high-scoring action of Sixes lacrosse is on display at USA Lacrosse headquarters. The second day of a three-day festival for the inaugural Atlas Cup. It commands your attention, and it starts right now. Sparks, Maryland is the best place to be to watch the best lacrosse players in the world square off. This afternoon in the women's bracket, Team Canada ready for an on-field challenge from Team Haudenosaunee. It is so nice to see you again. Alongside Courtney Martinez-Connor, a five-time national champion at Maryland, I'm Joe Beninati. We expect these two teams will put on a great show. Among the two, Canada and Haudenosaunee, who's feeling the most pressure?
That would have to be the Haudenosaunee team. Yesterday, they had a loss to Team USA. Canada already has a win over Puerto Rico. And so in order to even the score, this is round-robin play in the Atlas Cup. They need to come out with a win today, so they both would be even at 1-1.
If you are just jumping on board with us on the Atlas Cup train, allow us to explain how the winners will take their crown.
As I just mentioned, round-robin play means everybody gets an opportunity to play each team once. After all, that overall record is looked at head-to-head. Total goals against, goal differential will break up any ties.
We play 4 games a day here at Bill Tierney Field. Earlier, Colton Marquis led Haudenosaunee's men's side over Puerto Rico. We have 2 more games to come after this encounter.
Back-to-back games for Team USA, starting with the women versus Puerto Rico at 7, and then Team USA, the men versus Canada at 8:30.
The teams are showcasing the Sixes format, and there are a few things worth noting.
The Sixes is all about the fast style of play. You look at 4 minutes of 8-minute quarters, 4 of them. Not a lot of rest in there as you have 30-second shot clocks. That means you have to get a shot off before the clock expires. So incredibly quick, fast break style of play, a lot of subbing on the fly. Only 6 players on the field, one of them being a goalkeeper.
Ready for this one to begin. The officials are Liz Brush, Kathy Russo, Chris Niblock, and Jessica Lawrence. As we only have 4 draws in this game, should it not go to overtime. A draw to start each quarter. We're off and running. Canada wins the opening draw. The draw controlled to Jordan Dean. Canadians in the red. Haudenosaunee in the white tops. Nicole Perroni with her mates. Just a 30-second shot clock in the Sixes format. Erica Evans' pass off the cross of Courtney to the curl. There's Dean. She bounced it wide. Paige Crandall was brilliant in goal for Haudenosaunee in their loss to the United States an evening ago. Team USA prevailed 18-5. Courtney, I swear it could have been 36.
16 saves versus Team USA, and that's against some of the best shooters in the world. She stood tall, took away a lot of angles, was incredibly impressed with her play.
Jordan Dean has a breakaway against Crandall, walking right on in, folds it over, and bounces it to the roof.
Jordan Dean in the full discipline of 10v10 and World Championship time. She is a specialist at the draw circle. She won the first draw here today, as well as scoring the first goal for Team Canada. You got to do a little bit of everything on the field.
Another fast response from Haudenosaunee. We're level at 1. From the angle, Zizakovic's bid, that's easy pickings for Crandall. She'll clear with the help of Chloe Luther. You have 10 seconds to get it across the midline in Atlas Cup play here at Tierney Field in Sparks, Maryland. Luther with a left hand put away.
What I like about that sequence is they were attacking straight from the top. They didn't slow things down. It looked like she may have paused for a second and then accelerated to the goal. Very similar to what we just saw Erica Evans do for Team Canada.
Tying things up at 2 apiece. Erica Evans, who had 3 goals and 2 assists in the win over Puerto Rico back on Friday. Face dodge move coming off the cross of Paisley Cook, 19 in the white. Allison Trice is there to run it down. Shot clock's at 10 for Haudenosaunee. This bid snapped high and wide from Tallis Tarbell. Gives the ball to Canada almost 3 minutes into this opening quarter. 8-minute running time frames. 12-person rosters for these sides. Up and down the 70-meter field. 70 meters. In distance for Courtney. She bags that one.
So the referees on the field are calling that a no goal as she stepped into the crease. Aurora Courtney, number 5 for Canada. She's so bouncy, has quick changes of direction. However, she stepped into that crease before she finished that shot.
Violation keeps it a 2-2 game. Minard for Haudenosaunee. Weaves her way out of the double team. Challenged there by Kylie Dobson. It'll stay Haudenosaunee ball. Bean Minard, first name, given name Cassandra. A fresh 30-second shot clock for Haudenosaunee as we near the midway mark of the opening frame.
Since there was no possession on that loose ball push, that means they're not going to be playing a player down, which is important to note. Any violations, you'll see players head off to the sideline.
That was an illegal pick that gives the ball to Canada. Erica Evans, backbone for this squad. Hesitates, turns to a better angle, gets it kicked away by Crandall. Since it was off the netminder, it stays Canada possession in a new 30-second shot clock. Paige Crandall, brilliant yesterday, especially from point-blank range. Foiling the United States from time to time, now tangling with another of the superpowers. Baxter bangs one in off of her headgear to score to give Canada the lead.
Maddie Baxter is one of the quickest players for Team Canada. She just seems to power her way through, as well as using her speed and athleticism to get goals on the board.
Tarbell gets one for Haudenosaunee. We're 3-3.
Haudenosaunee goal 44, Tallis Tarbell. Assist 23.
Nicole Perroni brings it up. She played her college ball at Louisville. Jordan Dean going to the goal. Stacked up there defensively on the outside by Mia Mitchell. Ball down. Chance to come a run in for Sierra Cockrell. We hear the whistle. Cockrell had an outstanding opener against the United States. She tallied 4 of Haudenosaunee's 5 goals in that setback.
A hold against number 45 for the Haudenosaunee, Mia Mitchell. This is going to be the first power play that we're seeing that Canada has. You want to have quick ball movement, get the defense rotating. You see them in a box formation. It's all about getting them to slide, have to recover.
Perroni with a player up strike. 4-3 for Canada.
Now the penalty is not released for the Haudenosaunee team. They have to serve the entire penalty.
Quick stick score. Beautiful finish there. Climbing the ladder was Jordan Coulon. End to end, accordingly right back at you, and she finishes. 5-4. Back on the teeter-totter we go. Haudenosaunee bringing it across the midline. Chloe Luther gets away from Evans through Delana Williams. This one is stopped at the end of the line by Lauren Spence. Spence, who made a total of 10 saves against Puerto Rico in the win back on Friday. Kylie Dobson will bring it ahead. She was held pointless against Team Puerto Rico. Zizakovic looking to the interior. Shaking loose from Tarbell, she scores. Zizakovic.
Canada goal 28, Milano.
Now, this has been the largest lead of the game for Canada. The last possession, Haudenosaunee was not able to get a solid shot on goal. Really easy, more so just playing catch with Lauren Spence.
Tim Bomberry of the Haudenosaunee side on the coaching staff, along with Jason Johnson and Elizabeth Bevel, asking for time with 1:43 to go in a fast-moving first. Team Canada taking the 6-4 advantage on that last strike. Compliments of Milana Zizakovic. Maddie Baxter was really solid yesterday, Courtney. She gets it done in her own unique way. She manages to find small seams in defense cores, and when she gets there, she knows how to put it away.
And small seams, yet she is very tall, so she uses her height to her advantage as well. Sometimes when there's a mismatch, a shorter player defensively playing on her, she just powers out muscles while using the speediness because she is incredibly fast on the field. You generally see her starting that offensive transition for Team Canada.
Head coach Sean Williams says of Maddie Baxter that she brings grit to the party for his squad, and that's obviously something you need. You can't just be a team full of fancy Dans. Or Danielle's.
She's somebody that oftentimes you see on the ground because she goes so hard, whether it's falling after a shot or just powering through. She had 2 ground balls yesterday, and there's not often many in the game of sixes, but she was able to come up with those 2 hustle plays and 2 ground balls in a sixes game. That shows that she's doing something on the field, hustling and seeing the play around her.
Back to work, Haudenosaunee. Timmy Abomberry, that pass was low for Tarbell. It goes back to Canada. 90 seconds left in the opening quarter of play. Team Canada has a date with the United States. That game 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, Sunday here Eastern time. We're in Sparks, Maryland, about 20 minutes north of Baltimore. An overcast day, temperatures in the low 70s. From the angle, Evans, kick stop there for Crandall. She fights for the loose rebound at the top of that goal circle, and off the interference, it'll be Haudenosaunee ball.
I like where Sierra Cockrell was going there, wanting to get that quick, fast break before the defense was able to set up of Canada. The referee saying, no, got to bring it back. Needs to go in the stick of Paige Crandall and then start from there.
Sierra Cockrell, a former All-American at Syracuse. This is Kimora Schindler playing catch with Paisley Cook. Bad angle bid. That's an easy stop for the netminder Lauren Spence. She comes up running with Nicole Perroni. Perroni backtracked by Minard. Looking for Annabelle Child late in the frame, and Canada will ask for time with less than a half minute to go. Play offensive coordinator for me. What are you running here for the ladies in red?
You know, Canada has such great ball movement, tremendous stick work. I'd like to see them set up. It's a difference of about 5 seconds from the game clock to the shot clock. Get the lefties on a side. That's Erica Evans on the left-hand side. Nicole Perroni plays that side well. You can have an option of Aurora Accordingly behind the goal. Sometimes when you get the defense rotating and shifting, and we actually can just watch what he's going to draw up and not even listen to a word that I say.
10 goals on the board, Court, 10 different goal scorers. As Coach Williams gathers them around and says, let's go and execute what we've seen on the whiteboard.
It does look like he was drawing the left side up, maybe have a swing player behind, which would be Aurora Cornley, get it to that opposite side if it doesn't work from that initial lefty platform.
Annabelle Child going to start with it, 16 in the red. Perroni and Coach Williams' daughter, Delana, rounding out this unit. Cordingly and Evans lurking below goal line extended. Evans gets topside, feeds. Perroni fires right to the chest protector of Crandall. Time ticking, less than 7 seconds to go in the quarter. Child feeds off the curl. Evans stopped again by Crandall, and that will bring a halt to the first 8 minutes of play with Canada on top 6-4.
And at the end of the first quarter, it is Canada 6.
The longer that the Haudenosaunee can keep this game close, the more it works into their favor. The 2 possessions that they did not score on, that's where we're seeing this 2-goal differential. So oftentimes when you come up with a great stop on the defensive end, you just have to match it on the offensive side. So it's having your offense generated from the defense or from a save from Paige Crandall. They just need to have that a little bit bigger pep in their step.
We'll carry right along in just a few moments. Get you back to Tierney Field in Sparks, Maryland for more Atlas Cup Lacrosse.
They could see themselves play, and then we can correct it and then bring those corrections to the field. That's every coach's dream.
1/4 of the way through regulation time here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, Tierney Field, for the inaugural Atlas Cup on the USA Lacrosse YouTube channel. Folks, don't miss your chance to win cash prizes. Details are available in the live chat. Courtney, in so many of these games, there's a headliner who takes control and scores a big multi-goal game. We have seen nothing but balanced scoring so far between these two squads.
You know, which is very different than what we saw for Game 1. Game 1, Canada, you had Maddie Baxter with 4 goals, Haudenosaunee, Sierra Cockerell with 4 goals. So it's all about moving the ball quickly. That way the defense can't hone in on any one attacker. I think tremendous game plan for both teams, because that's what you want to see on the field. Move the ball quickly so that way the defense can't set up on any one attacking player.
Canada's biggest, strongest athlete, Jordan Dean, gets the draw circle. She's the draw specialist. Only time we draw in the women's game in the Atlas Cup at the outset of a quarter. Gets control of that, does Evans, for possession for Canada. Erica Evans glides to the offensive end. The only player to medal in all 3 editions of the World Games is Erica Evans. Perroni starts the second quarter scoring for Team Canada.
Canada goal, 88, Nicole Perroni.
A strong individual effort. Nicole Perroni, she may be small, but she's mighty in terms of her effort, just powering through the defense.
Paisley Cook playing catch with Chloe Luther. Trice returns it. The feed looking inside for Cook, deflected away, and Paisley winds up down on the deck. Card coming. It's going to be a minute's worth.
A yellow card is for a major foul. This one's against Maddie Baxter. This is a cross-check by the Canadian, so a minute is going to be served of Maddie Baxter sitting in the chair, serving the full penalty. So this is a huge opportunity for the Haudenosaunee to come up with a player-up goal.
They set it for Cockerell. Her blast was blocked. It hit a defender in front. The ricochet away. Chevery's pass, too strong, rolls all the way to Crandall, and Haudenosaunee still on player up, going to cage, looking for a numbers advantage. Cockerell fires. That clicks off of the defender, Kylie Dobson. Courtney, we should remind folks, in 6s, there is no shooting space.
There's not a shooting space. The onus is on the shooter.
Red card here. Red card.
And that's a huge knock to the Haudenosaunee. Sierra Cockerell is being called with shooting the ball into the defensive player. Anytime a ball hits a defender above the knees, it's a red card, and that's due to the safety factor. Since there's no shooting space, you can't just shoot through anyone or shoot into a defensive player. So the Haudenosaunee team is going to be without her for the entire remainder of the game.
If I'm reading the rule book correctly, when someone gets a red, they're removed for the remainder of the game.
Correct.
Perroni off the face dodge, stopped there by Crandall, rebounds loose.
After 2 minutes, a player can replace that penalty that's being served, but Sierra Cockerell will not be allowed to be on the field again.
There was a whistle there before Annabelle Child scored, so we remain 7-4 after the strike from Perroni to start the second quarter scoring summary. Haudenosaunee in possession, playing with Mia Mitchell. Allison Trice didn't get that pass. Perroni on the intercept, and she's got a near breakaway. Calms it down and scores. Perroni back-to-back. Canada doubling up Haudenosaunee 8-4.
Nicole Perroni making that look easy, but remember, she was running full speed. She had 2 players on her tail. She knew she had to protect her stick in front of her body while finishing as her angle was diminishing. So looks easy, but very difficult to do while you're running fast-paced, full speed in the opposite direction.
Tarbell on the sweep. Plays for Garlow. This way for Luther. Luther's pass is now intercepted by Zizakovic as the shot clock expired. And there is a card to come, a holding call.
Bianca Chevry for Team Canada is going to be taking a seat. Green cards are 30 seconds. Those are for minor fouls. So Haudenosaunee, you have to remember they are still without Sierra Cockrell. So this is going to be a 4v4 for field players on the field for this offensive sequence.
Tarbell floated up top, Cook, then Garlow on the exchange. Lois Garlow coming to the sideline, reaching for her shoulder in a bit of pain. Luther, stick checked on the outside by Dobson, and Baxter comes a-running. Baxter driving ahead, hearing the whistles trailing her, as there is another call coming here and another card. The officials, Liz Brush, Kathy Russo, Chris Niblock, and Jessica Lawrence, all busy in this second quarter.
And Kylie Dobson is the one who's receiving this yellow card for a slash. We saw Haudenosaunee player head off to be seen by the medical staff. That slash is what was called, so this is going to be a 4v3. A lot of players serving penalties, definitely very chippy and physical on the field.
Chevry racing out of the box there as that shot was yanked high by Paisley Cook. 4-on-4 now. Brooklyn Walker Welch will bring it ahead. Erica Evans streaking into the alley. Yields to Courtney. Almost halfway through this second frame. Evans with 10 seconds to shoot. Waiting for a cutter. Evans turns the corner. Crandall makes the easy stop while she was pinned to that post on the short side.
Already back defensively. Dean and Brooklyn Walker Welch, they were ready and waiting for a potential fast break to head their way. They were going to slow it down. No need, because Haudenosaunee made a lot of adjustments on the field themselves, so no fast break, no pushing of the ball.
Trice closing. Good save there on the angle made by Lawrence Spence. As Spence hears the whistle.
We're seeing another slash. A penalty going against Team Canada, number 88, Nicole Perroni. This is the most,
by far,
most major fouls. Again, yellow cards that we've seen throughout all 3 of the games that have been played thus far for the Atlas Cup.
By miles. Timmy Abomberry, who was held without a point against the United States. Team USA beating the Haudenosaunee 18-5 in the opener yesterday. Mia Mitchell off of a screen, feed it inside. Whoa, another rough collision there. Down to the turf goes Garlow. Slow whistle as it's picked off. Now we'll get the call against Canada.
And this is the second yellow card for Kylie Dobson.
You mentioned yesterday, if you get 3 in the same game, you're disqualified.
You are also out. So 3 yellow cards equate to what a red card is worth.
Speaking of red cards, Sierra Cockrell, the big gun for Haudenosaunee, will not be available to her side after picking up a red card here in the second quarter.
And not only is she a goal scorer, but Sierra Cockrell is a tremendous defensive player and an all-out hustler on the field. Most definitely the leader. We highlighted her yesterday for a reason, and she produced 4 of the 5 goals for the Haudenosaunee Nationals. So right now, Haudenosaunee needs to collect themselves, figure out a game plan without her, and then just continue on. Next man up.
Coach Sean Williams, the head coach for the Canadian National Sixes squad, coming into this week, he told us we were looking for balanced scoring. He felt that getting everybody involved is the way you find all those extra goals. It's been that kind of a day so far. In the second quarter in particular, however, it's been the Nicole Perroni show. She has both goals for Canada, landing the red-clad team in a 4-goal lead. 3.5 minutes before halftime. Pass, it's deflected at the midline. Walker Welch comes up with the scoop, first-time ground ball. And she and her mates can rag time with 2 players still in the penalty box. Brooklyn Walker Welch playing a little game of keep away by herself. Splits 2, looks for the short-handed goal, but Paige Crandall was waiting at the end of the line. Great effort there from Brooklyn Walker Welch.
And the Haudenosaunee is not in any rush right now, even though they have a 5v3. One of the penalties is released now, but they could have pushed the fast break even more.
Another save for Spence as she beat Cook at the doorstep. Dean jogs it along. You have 10 seconds to clear the midline in the Sixes game, as Team Canada will be back to full strength right here. Delana Williams off the bench. Perroni for Williams as she surveys. Exchanges with Annabelle Child. Child weaving through and scores.
So this is a prime example. So twice Team Canada has gone and played defense with just 3 defensive players on the field. At the World Games in Chengdu, China, Coach Williams said he felt like their defense was one of their strong points, and most definitely it has been today as well. You just want to clean up the number of fouls that are being committed, so that way you're just playing clean defense as opposed to man-down defense.
Really sharp work in the player-down department for Canada as the foul totals have mounted. We get a whistle here, and possession being awarded to the Haudenosaunee with 100 seconds, or rather possession for Canada with 100 seconds remaining in this first half. Chevery. Coach Williams says she does a lot of the dirty work. Evans on the way to the goal, lost the handle. Coming up with the scoop, Timmy Bomberry put down on the carpet. Great effort by Evans, but this will belong to Haudenosaunee and Kimura Schindler. Mia Mitchell jogs it along, looking for a friendly cross. Gets away from Chevery and puts it to Lois Garlow. And then Cook right up the gut to score. Paisley Cook, who had 1 strike against the United States. Canada wastes no time responding. It's Courtney. Double team defense there against Luther. Bodies flying. Officials award possession to Team Canada.
I'm pretty positive earlier I said Maddie Baxter always manages to find herself on the ground. You know, right now we're just seeing more aggressive play by Canada, not giving a lot of space offensively for the Haudenosaunee team. That makes it very difficult to get a shot off when you're under a lot of duress from the defensive team.
Annabelle Child on the go. Stick check there, well timed by Cook, the most recent goal scorer for Haudenosaunee. It's 10-5 late in this opening half. Last possession time for Haudenosaunee. This is Chloe Luther exchanging for Cook. Bomberry with time a-wasting near the final horn. That will do it. Canada has the lead after 16 minutes, 10-5.
Your halftime score, Canada 10.
Canada has been relentless with their pressure all over the field defensively, and they've been pushing the fast breaks after making up big-time plays from the defensive end. It's been translating into some goal opportunities transitionally, using their speed. They've had a couple of breakaways, been very impressed with their efforts. I think they could just clean up those fouls that they're committing.
Go back to the defensive side for Canada in those player down situations. What's the key when you're working shorthanded?
The communication. You have to communicate. You have to shift and move. Think about that. 5 attacking players sometimes on the field with just 3 defenders. You have to be as big as possible. Your sticks in the air, putting them in the passing lanes, and they've done a great job of knocking down passes and, again, coming up with possession for their team.
Tim Bomberry, Jason Johnson, Elizabeth Bevel, the coaching staff for Haudenosaunee, as they're attempting to rally the troops and inspire a comeback. We'll step away. We are at the half at the Atlas Cup.
For our next activity, sponsored by
Overcast skies over top of Tierney Field. Saturday, late afternoon, early evening. Game 2 of 4. Atlas Cup, the inaugural version. Men's and women's bracket. 8 teams battling for 2 winners. We'll crown 2 champions tomorrow on Sunday play. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor chatting in the booth. For Haudenosaunee, you see the numbers there. It's a 10-5 deficit for the Haudenosaunee. What can they do to pick up their paces offensively?
You know, I think they just need to have a little bit more pep in their step. They're too relaxed on that offensive side of the ball. So when you are under a lot of pressure and you're kind of jogging, that gives an advantage to the defensive side. So the harder and faster that you move your feet as well as the ball, the better opportunities they are going to have to score.
Canada getting a balanced scoring attack, jumping to a 10-5 halftime lead. Jordan Dean is one player who can lead the charge among many for the ladies in red.
Things were fairly even early. The score was 2-2, and then the thing just started to open up, and that was Aurora Cordingley, Maddie Baxter. They started to really press towards the goal for Canada. And that's what you need to do if you were going to score. You have to push the transition. Haudenosaunee got an extra goal in there from number 19, Paisley Cook. But other than that, it was all Team Canada in that second quarter.
A 4-1 second frame for the Canadians. They were able to get the better of Paige Crandall, who has once again been stout between the pipes. She's made numerous stops, but it would seem like you need to be on your best angle to beat her. Anything from the alleys, she's gobbling up.
She is. She stands tall. You know, as she holds her position well, doesn't often bite. We've seen a few of the penalties that Team Canada has committed against the Haudenosaunee national team, and those are some hard fouls. We talked about Sierra Cockrell. Haudenosaunee is going to miss her on the field. But on the flip side, you look at Dobson. If she gets another yellow, she's going to be out herself. So that would, you know, be more of an even playing field, because anytime you have less players on the field, you're going to be a little bit more tired.
By Atlas Cup standings, this is a low-scoring game, 10-5 for Canada at the break. Our sideline reporter is Katie Facciola, and Katie wishes to discuss the unsung heroes for Haudenosaunee.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I talked to the coaches right before the game, and I asked, who's a player on your team that you could not imagine not having on this squad? And I didn't care about goals or assists. They quickly mentioned Bean Menard. Sorry about that. She is the backbone of the defense. She is the backbone of the squad. She's a hardworking. She just got promoted to Buffalo State, where she's going to be the new head coach. But no one on that team, and including my social media, has a more requested individual that I need to sit down and talk to than Bean Menard. So I can't believe that with all of the yellow cards right now, yeah. Oh. Yeah, close it out. Sorry about that.
You're good, Foss. You're good. Minard, coaching the Bengals at Buffalo State. Bean has been a member of the Haudenosaunee national team since 2011.
Bean Minard. I was talking with the managers and the head of the Haudenosaunee program yesterday, and I just loved how she described her. She goes, she's our extra. And as she was saying that, Bean was kind of the life of the sideline as they were preparing and getting into their warm-up. She just had a smile. She had an energy about her. So I can understand why defensively they need her to be on that best game.
Courtney, it's been a parade to the penalty box in this game today. Here's another 30-second green card that's assessed to Tallis Tarbell. If you've missed it at the outset, you haven't seen Sierra Cockrell on the field for quite a while. She was red carded in the second, disqualified for a shot that was high above the knee that struck a defender. Child feeds to Perroni, gets it right back. Child from the wing. All alone Evans. The dip and dunk did not go. It rattled around the crossbar. Delana Williams looking for a scoop. It comes up for Perroni in red. Fresh shot clock for Canada. Evans playing catch again with Child. Bad angle, and Erica missed it.
And not often does Erica Evans miss those low angle, low lefty shots. She's a natural lefty. It's where she finds herself a majority of the time, and she had space. The defensive player wasn't on her hands. That's why she was able to have a lot of time and room to finish that shot, but it was just off the mark.
Erica Evans, the high school teacher at the Hill Academy in Ontario, where Brody Merrill has coached and been athletic director to such glory and fame for that school and producing so many incredible talents in men's and women's lacrosse in the States. Green card for a push here. It has been a foul-plagued game between Canada and Haudenosaunee.
And this is just a 30-second penalty, but nevertheless, Canada with the ball, going to have a 5-on-4 position offensively. We see a little pass and move, pass, pick down. It's an offensive set. Canadians are used to running box lacrosse. That's why I feel like they're so good in the sixes discipline. A lot translates from box
Evans
to the sixes.
Rips this one off the inside of the post. They're going to say that's a good goal. They're going to credit a goal, player up tally for Evans. Makes it 11-5. This is brought back ahead by Bean Minard. Chased defensively by Perroni. Largest lead on the day for Team Canada now at a half dozen. Mia Mitchell working in concert on a give and go there with Garlow. It didn't work out. Walker Welch, who can cover anyone in the estimation of her head coach. Feeds inside for Baxter. Stuffed at the end of the line by Crandall. Baxter gets her own rebound. Maddie Baxter shaking loose from a defender. Finds Walker Welch for a sidewinder that goes wide of the goal.
We talked about the relentless defense of Team Canada, and you just saw in that offensive sequence the relentless pressure attacking to goal that Maddie Baxter was having. As soon as she kicked it back, she was trying to still beat that double team, but then she saw Walker Welch coming in as the trail attacker who was willing just to fire that ball again, just off the mark, but they're constantly pressing, always looking to put themselves in the best angle to shoot.
Minard was badgered all the way there by Bianca Chevary. As a result, Canada gets possession. We near the midway mark of the third quarter. 8-minute running time in sixes play. Accordingly, off the face dodge in traffic there with Delana Williams. Hounded on the outside by Schindler. Ball down, off the scoop. Jordan Coulon, first time, raked that one right into her cross.
Now I like that pressure. Haudenosaunee's giving it back to Canada, just like what they're receiving.
Coulon was knocked down. Child is on her way to the sin bin.
30-second penalty for Canada as 1-6 in red is taking a seat. This is going to be an opportunity for Haudenosaunee Nationals to put another goal on the board. I'd like to see them post somebody inside. That way they have the defense needing to check inside as opposed to just everybody surrounding the outer side. And you're not going to get a long-range shot on Lauren Spence. I think it needs to be in tight.
Haudenosaunee looking for their first goal of this third quarter. Missing Sierra Cockrell, who was red-carded in the second and disqualified from the game. Once again, Canada's defense stiffens. Chevery loops it along. Walker Welch in alone. Stopped by Crandall. Walker Welch, who had 2 goals yesterday in the win over Puerto Rico. Off the scoop, Garlow running for cover. Gets help from Allison Trice. Luther jogging in. 10 seconds to shoot. 3.5 to go in quarter 3. Mia Mitchell challenged all the way near the midline, gave it up. Walker Welch just out of reach for Annabelle Child. 2 teams exchange the turnovers, and Haudenosaunee in the white looks to get on the board and cut into a 6-goal deficit. Minard for Cook. The trailer is Garlow off the face dodge. Good help there defensively for Canada. Cook streaking towards the cage. Straightening up in her path was Kylie Dobson. Back comes Canada with Dean bringing it across and waiting to get subs off of Sean Williams' bench.
You can see that the offense is just struggling to generate for the Haudenosaunee without one of their leaders on the field, Sierra Cockrell. They're just struggling to get into that motion. You just see them kind of looking to who's going to step up and look to challenge.
Baxter off the face dodge. Hands to Perroni. Perroni stick checked on the perimeter. Good work by Paisley Cook. Perroni stays with it, however. Delana Williams over the top. Missed it there. It's back to Haudenosaunee with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in a fast-moving third quarter, one in which the Haudenosaunee have not scored, and they'll take time to talk it over.
Timeout.
This was a 10-5 advantage for Canada at the halftime break. Erica Evans, the lone goal scorer in this third quarter. She of the amazing work ethic, regardless of the discipline. Courtney, whenever we see Erica out there, she's a headliner.
You know, she plays both sides of the ball so well. A true two-way midfielder, which is essentially everything that sixes is about. It's about fast play, decision-making. You only have 30 seconds. You got to be tough on the defensive side of the ball, and you need to quickly generate offense after making big plays on that defensive end. And you need to have the memory of a goldfish because you're going to take a lot of shots, as we've seen her do here in that third quarter. One of them fell eventually, but it's all about taking the best shot. And she had her hands free. It was just placement.
Adjusting the goggles now, Erica Evans definitely sets the tone for this squad. Sean Williams says, without a doubt, she's the backbone. She's the big leader. Another player who's battled back from a high school injury, right? She tore her ACL her senior year in high school. You wouldn't know it. Beautifully fluid in her running stride.
And she played her undergraduate years at Canisius, and then when her coach left and took over the job at Louisville, she decided to go to Maryland, and that's where she won a national championship. And you could really see her speed within the ACC translate. People always question somebody's speed until they're up against the best, and Erica Evans was solid in her career as a Terp.
She won that national championship in Maryland back in 2019. We're in Sparks, Maryland. USA Lacrosse headquarters, Tierney Field. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor, and Katie Facciola watching as Delana Williams strikes. Just the second goal in this quarter alone, both belonging to Canada. Trice fidgets ahead, sharing the ball with Mia Mitchell. Minard working in more of a close to the goal posture since Cockrell was red carded. That pass gets away. And this is a Canada team with all of the firepower that they own. They don't need extra possessions.
And those are empty possessions offensively. Not even able to get a shot on goal. That's not what the Haudenosaunee need right now in order to get themselves back into this game. They need to start to produce offensively by working together. And they just seem afraid to dodge or move that ball. They're just turning it over without a ton of pressure on their hands right now.
Walker Welch skips it on through for Child. Feed to the crease, deflected down. Canada has the marquee matchup with the United States tomorrow at 10:30. Courtney, you'll be joined by Glenn Clark for that one, as Team Haudenosaunee will finish up its Atlas Cup play against Puerto Rico, the first of 4 games tomorrow. That one starting early at 9 a.m. Get a whistle and a timeout with less than a half a minute to go in this third quarter.
And this is one of those opportunities where you have time to set up an offensive set. So we see Coach, he's got his board out and he's going to put people in proper places. Where are you going to be most successful? Who's going to be moving that ball quickly? We've seen them try to feed it inside, but they're telegraphing their feed inside, right? We saw them pass it in. Team Canada was surrounding and crashing in hard. So if you're going to move the ball and pump it to the inside, you need to have it with a feed that's a no-look feed. You need to just swing it around twice before you hit that inside cutter.
If the Haudenosaunee are to rally, it wouldn't surprise me to see Paisley Cook rise up. Cook, who had 22 goals in her first 2 years at the University at Albany. She's the kind of player with the skill set to try and fill the void created by Sierra Cockrell. Cockrell, a red card in the second quarter, and that takes away Haudenosaunee's top weapon.
And she has the last goal for the Haudenosaunee, so she does have the capability. I would just like to see them with quicker movement, with their feet, with the ball. Just gives too much time for the defense to set up.
Cook has it now, working with Luther. 20 seconds in the quarter, a long way from the goal. Chloe Luther shifting gears with Lois Garlow. Garlow, they play the 2-player game. All of that interrupted by Jordan Dean. Brooklyn Walker Welch streaking ahead, a long drive that's off the outside of the goal. Crandall calmly gets it in her cross. As the quarter comes to its end, Canada blanking the Haudenosaunee in that third frame, outscoring them 2-0.
Canada 12, Haudenosaunee 5.
Again, continual pressure by Canada from the defensive end, and we're seeing it from all players, not just Brooklyn Walker Welch, who at UNC, she is a defensive stalwart, but from players like Annabelle Child, Delana Williams, everyone is playing well on that defensive end.
Attention teams and fans, when it comes to making your mark on the sideline.
Sean Williams talks about defensive strength for his team, channeling players in the proper way. What is he referring to?
Channeling players in the proper way, put them in the best position to succeed. So a player who maybe isn't good in that one-on-one defensive set, they're probably not going to be found high. You want to put them down lower on the inside where they're just matching stick to stick. And Canada does a good job of setting up schemes, playing that solid team defense, helping one another, moving on a string. That's how you stop an offense.
So far, so very good for Team Canada. Through 3 quarters, they have the 12-5 advantage. We'll get you back to Tierney Field right after this. We're watching game 2 of 4 today, the inaugural Atlas Cup in Sparks, Maryland. This is a women's bracket game between Canada and Haudenosaunee. The team in red has the 12-5 lead. Next up on Tierney Field, another women's bracket game. Team USA squaring off with Puerto Rico. That will follow. A draw to start the fourth. A procedure violation gives possession to Canada. Lacrosse, the oldest team sport in North America. This is the sixes discipline. Haudenosaunee's national team dressed in white. Tallis Tarbell, another of the attackers who's going to try and fill the void created by Sierra Cockrell's red card in the second. They've been without their top scorer, the same Cockrell who had 4 an evening ago against the United States. Uphill battle for Haudenosaunee. Jordan Coulon has also shown the stick skills to get on the board. She works with Mia Mitchell. Walker Welch gets that assignment. Coulon forced away by Chevery, right into the double of Evans. Bianca Chevery comes up with a scoop as we get a whistle and a card.
So a green card for number 11, Erica Evans. The ball's going back to the Haudenosaunee team. This is just a green card, so a 30-second penalty. But within that double team, there was a hold call. It's a minor foul, which is why it's a green card for 30 seconds. Tremendous opportunity to get a goal, a good look on cage, as long as you let the ball do the work and put yourself in a good position to score. Just a lot of movement is what you need. Pass and cut through. I like already what I'm seeing.
And then Brooklyn Walker Welch ruins it with her outstanding defense.
Her stick is always in the air. You see her standing. Stick in the passing lane.
Great wingspan. Canada will clear. Lawrence Spence sends it on for Jordan Dean. Team Canada had the advantage 6-4 after 1, 10-5 at the break, 12-5 through 3. That's where we stand now, 2 minutes into the fourth. Baxter, playing the two-person game, will share it with Aurora Cordingley. Off the split dodge, good feed. Baxter's inside. A rare instance that she did not convert. Baxter, who had the big goal totals in college, had 4 against Puerto Rico yesterday. Zizakovic out to defend on Minard, who sent it wide.
You see what I mean offensively? It just seems less structured for the Haudenosaunees.
And it's been too easy for Canada to defend.
It has been. You need to divide the field in half. Just as you had mentioned, those picks, the slips, working together from one side to the other, having options.
A little bit more than 5 minutes from victory lane for Team Canada. That one shot wide by Delana Williams from a severe angle. Canada gets the matchup against fellow Titan Team USA tomorrow. Always anticipated and likely to be the winner of that game, surviving to win the Atlas Cup recognition. In what ways will USA challenge Canada's defense differently than what we're seeing right now?
You know, first and foremost, they can match the athleticism, if not overpower the athleticism that we see for Team Canada. And they have a lot of goal scorers, so it's not just 1 or 2 people.
We will see the United States against Puerto Rico next on this field. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in the final frame. Brooklyn Walker Welch had gold with Canada in the sixes in the Alabama tournament a couple years back. Child off the face dodge. Good pass inside. Perroni has the hat trick.
Referees are calling a goal circle violation.
Taking another one away from her, huh?
That's right. So ball is not going to go to the Haudenosaunees because there was also a foul on the play. So it's going to be a power play, man-up opportunity for Canada.
Nicole Perroni, Sean Williams, her head coach, describes her as a firecracker, someone who helps to ignite his team. Perroni working with Williams' daughter there, Delana, 51 in the red. The number Sean wore when he played this great sport. Child from the wing against Trice. Evans surveys from the top, lets it go and scores.
Tremendous vision from Erica Evans. She saw that her defender was standing off of her a bit too much. Again, they had an extra player on the field. That meant that the defense was sagged in, so that gave her an opportunity. Her hands were free, not a lot of pressure. Defender not in front of her, which is important in sixes since there's no shooting space. She had to make sure that she had a clear lane to goal, and she did with a rocket in that upper 90.
Kylie Dobson shares the ball with Maddie Baxter. Dobson's brother was fantastic in goal for Canada. Remember, that's the nightcap game this time around, this Saturday night, the United States against Canada in the men's bracket. Rare empty calories for Canada there. They've been pretty precise, taking a 13-5 advantage. Canadians put up 22 goals yesterday against Puerto Rico. Open look for Garlow and a sprawling save for Lauren Spence.
Joe, you're a keeper. Yesterday, Lauren Spence, 10 saves on 8 goals against when their win over Puerto Rico. What's that save percentage?
Do that again, I was listening elsewhere.
10 saves,
yes.
8 goals against Lauren Spence. We talk about the defense, but then she's obviously the quarterback back there. What's that save percentage?
10 out of 18 is pretty good. 10 out of 20 would be 50, so that's on the way towards 60%.
Impressive.
Coulon deals back behind the goal. Off and running here with Talis Tarbell. Once again, a smothering Canadian defense on the takeaway. Perroni breezing along. Perroni all the way, and Crandall, as she has done throughout the 2 days of this tournament, with another one-on-one stop. Less than 2 minutes to go in regulation time. Canada in cruise control.
And no surprise, the 2 players that are back to slow down that fast break, Erica Evans, Brooklyn Walker-Welch for Canada. So as quickly as that ball can come out, Canada, the defense, is already set, ready, and waiting in order to stop any potential fast breaks.
Spence with those 10 stops yesterday adding to her totals. This is a 2-on-1 break. Walker-Welch faking high, going low, and Crandall says, no, you don't. How good has 22 and White been in the goal for Haudenosaunee time after time? Over the head check, nice takeaway there by Dean, but perhaps too good and too close to the crown. Jordan Dean on her way to the box.
So a hold against Canada, just 30 seconds. But I'd like to see the Haudenosaunee taking their full amount of time on this, getting the best possible look. The last few times they've taken a shot from downtown, and Lauren Spence has been all over it. Her eyes are locked in. You're going to have to get a bit closer in order to score on her.
Team Canada a minute away from having a 2-0 mark in this inaugural Atlas Cup. On the USA Lacrosse YouTube channel. Just a reminder, folks, don't miss your chance to win cash prizes. Details that are available in the live chat.
Joe, this is the 3rd yellow for Kylie Dobson. There's just 52 seconds left in the game. However, her penalty is going to serve the full minute. She would not be allowed to go back in the game if we had more time. But 2 players are on the sideline right now for Canada.
Dobson, who's been an attacker her whole life, taking up more of a defensive posture for Team Canada in the sixes version. Coaches say she's one of the smartest players they've ever worked with. As there are just 40 seconds remaining in regulation. Tail end of a player-up opportunity. Spence watches the rebound chance. Great save. Spence pulled that one off the line against Garlow. Possession to the Haudenosaunee in the final half minute. Team Haudenosaunee will square off with Puerto Rico tomorrow. That game is the first of 4 on the docket, 9 a.m. Team Canada in the red gets set for that showdown with the United States. 13-6 the count now with just 8 seconds left. And Maddie Baxter walking right in front of her bench. She and her mates get set for the tournament's biggest showdown by virtue of a 13-6 win over Haudenosaunee.
Chloe Luther with the last goal for Haudenosaunee. I love the ball movement that we saw. Just a little bit too little, too late. Credit the defense of Canada. Obviously, always a high-powered offense, but Haudenosaunee holding them just to 13 goals. I'd say that's really impressive. This was a defensive battle through and through. Lowest scoring game that we've seen so far for all the teams here in Atlas Cup.
As far as the goal scoring was concerned for Team Canada, Nicole Perroni was all around it. You see 88 marching her way to the sideline. What is it about her game that you like the most?
She's like a jitterbug. She just keeps going. She has a sonar for the goal. You saw her in fast break situations. She's not afraid to push in a 2v1 situation. And by a 1v2, 2 defenders in front of her, and she just manages to slither her way through. She has another speed, and her shot placement is stellar.
She has tons of offensive talent. She's a willing defender. She and her mates knock off Team Haudenosaunee by the final count of 13-6, and we can show you some of the highlights from today's tilt.
Jordan Dean got things off right from the start, but it was a back and forth battle in that first quarter. One team answering another offensively, and then we saw the defensive pressure come in, and then we saw cards happening. There was a lot of cards in this game, whether it's yellow, we even saw a red card happening, but both teams had to learn how to reset and refocus and change what they were doing on the field, because it was extending longer and longer with every yellow and green.
We saw the handshake line there. There were no hard feelings exchanged. Two teams wishing each other well. Canada gets the win in this one. Time after time, Paige Crandall in the goal for Haudenosaunee. She made another at least double-digit save performance and did so in spectacular fashion just to keep her team in the ballgame.
Both goalies, I think Lauren Spence of Team Canada and Paige Crandall of the Haudenosaunee, they did a really good job of seeing a lot of shots. As a goalie, shots are going to go in. A lot of goals are going to be scored, but it's a matter of stepping up and making a save on the next play, and we saw that out of the both of them.
Big game coming up. Obviously, the United States has Puerto Rico before they get into tomorrow's showdown with Canada. But as far as Canada is concerned, looking ahead to the United States, Coach Williams felt like they left a lot of goals on the table in their matchup in China. If you were to portray what you expected in that game against Canada, what would you expect? One last thought before we get to our post-game guest. Your thoughts on the matchup between Canada and the United States?
You know, I'd give the edge to Team USA in terms of athleticism. They are just so fast. They have a lot of goal scorers on the field, so that's going to match up well versus Canada. Canada has to manage how many penalties that they are giving, because Team USA will make you pay in those man-up opportunities.
Capelli, player of this game, is standing by with Foss. It's Nicole Perroni.
Nicole, congratulations. That was a tough game and a good win for you guys. It was pretty chippy out there. How do you guys keep your team composed in situations like this?
I think we just have to recognize, like, they're obviously a really good team, but we trust ourselves, we trust our teammates, and we always say just go out there and have fun, and that's what we do. And we love a good chippy game. It just makes everything fun.
Yeah, for sure. What does it mean for you to step up in situations like this at the Atlas Cup?
It feels great. I love to just play with my teammates. Obviously I love to score, but I love setting them up, and I love just seeing my teammates' successes.
Awesome. Great work. And congratulations again. Back to you, Joe.
Foss, we appreciate it. Nicole Perroni, just one of the reasons why you love watching her play. She does give it her all each and every shift as we have this final statistical breakdown for you.
A lot of shots being generated by the Canadians, 37 in total. 13 goals, just 2 assists. That's not the norm for Canada. Generally, they have just about as many assists as they do goals. Again, a lot of these were in fast break situations, transitioning that ball. But 10 turnovers, that's not going to cut it tomorrow against Team USA. So they need to look to cut down on how many times they're coughing up the ball.
Canada moving to 2-0. The Haudenosaunee falling to 0-2. This one's in the books for Canada by the final of 13-6. For Katie Facciola, for Courtney Martinez-Connor, for all the men and women in our technical crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Team USA coming up next on the women's bracket here at Tierney Field.